It says Instagram Live.
Oh, went out too? Okay, that's back on. Instagram Live went down. Dude, it's too far.
Let's do that one. When we eat, we'll go back on there.
We're back, guys. I mean, while Tim cooks, we can just.
Wait, so this can't go too far.
Yeah, I think it doesn't reach that far.
Hey, sorry guys, there's just some problems with the connectivity issues. We wanted to show you the cooking portion, but unfortunately, Tim's just gonna have to cook by himself. So, I think, right? We can't.
Yeah,
we
can't go over there.
All right. So again, we're gonna sanitize a little bit, just so we're good. All right, I'm sorry to do this again, but can you guys again just message who's in here? Because again, we just want to keep track of who's in here, and we want to be interactive as much as possible. Okay. All right, so I guess we have our temporary guest, Jason. 6 feet. All right, we got Jason. All right, so hold on real quick.
So, guys, welcome to Coffee's Corner, where we talk about life and while drinking coffee.
Oh, the Cho family.
Chow family.
Chow family, sorry.
Hey guys.
All right, hey.
Do we have the whole entire family on?
Aaron's in here.
Aaron Kim.
Aaron Kim. Who else is online with us?
This is not exactly 6 feet, so I was gonna comment again.
This is pretty far.
The camera makes it look like it's a lot closer.
All right, well, I think that's it. I hope it doesn't matter.
Do we need to charge it?
No, it's fine. All right. Again,
Let's see how much.
yeah, we do want to say sorry because it's just there's a lot of network problems, but we should be okay right now. All right. So it seems like everyone's back online. All right, that's good. Okay. So the problem is we can't show you guys what Tim is doing because he's still cooking. I don't think the internet works in the kitchen for some reason, but Tim is working on the spicy noodles. All right. And so while we're doing that, why don't you guys just kind of comment some of the questions that you guys want me to ask him, or you guys want to ask him, anything. Again, we want to make this as interactive as possible. We want you guys to get to know our leaders. And so if there is a question that you guys want to ask Tim right now, why don't you guys just comment in the live chat? And then Bethany says that looks like 4 feet. All right. Well, no one's with me right now. So again, if you guys want any questions you guys want me to ask Tim, please let me know. But we'll have Jason here for now. All right. So we'll have Jason here for now.
This is 6 feet.
I don't know if it's lagging or something.
Is it lagging?
I don't know. All right.
It's not. I'm on the YouTube channel right now, so I'm watching it with you. It's not live here.
It's not live?
Oh, it is. It's just live.
It is live. Okay. So again, before we continue, as we're continuing on, we're going to make sure that we're still being safe. Okay. So we do have a lot of hand sanitizer. We're still disinfecting a lot of things, and we're making sure that we're keeping the proper distance, and we're making sure that we don't touch any of each other's belongings. Okay. So I guess Jason's gonna stand over there.
6 feet. It's because Bethany keeps on telling me to go farther.
All right. So Bethany keeps telling Jason to go farther. Again, we do want to promote and encourage that you guys are keeping those guidelines and safety precautions as well. Okay. We're not encouraging you guys to gather, but again, we do want to do this so we can still be interactive with you guys. Okay. Let's see. All right. So we'll kind of go along with it with Jason. So Jason, are you good with spicy food?
My stomach is horrible with spicy food, so I haven't eaten spicy food in a while. But I'm one of those people that I can handle spicy food. But if I eat a hot Cheeto, I know it's spicy. Like my body knows it's spicy, and I'm like, oh shit, this is spicy. But then I can still eat like a jalapeno pepper straight out of the stem. I'll still be able to eat it, but my body knows. So I don't like spicy food as much.
That's pretty impressive because I'm not gonna lie, I'm really bad with spicy food. I like spicy food, but even if I think about it, I'll start sweating.
Are you sweating right now?
I think I'm a little bit like my head's kind of heating up right now. So even if I watch somebody eat spicy food, I'm not eating it, but I'll still kind of sweat a little. Like it's just I'm not very good. All right. What do you Oh, there's a good question. What is one of your most embarrassing moments?
Most embarrassing.
I don't know. That's why I asked.
Danny has a lot. Danny has a lot.
I have an embarrassing moment.
You have a lot of embarrassing moments.
What's one? I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't really get embarrassed.
I have a pretty embarrassing moment that happened at church once.
With you?
Yeah. So, should I share it?
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
alright.
as long as it's appropriate.
Can everyone hear? Oh my gosh, it's such an embarrassing moment.
Can everyone hear Jason?
Oh, I can't do it. I can't
No,
do
wait,
it.
can everyone hear
It's
Jason?
too much. There's like so much anxiety that comes up.
Can everyone hear Jason?
No, they can't. I'm too far.
No, they can hear you. I think they can hear you. All right, so Jason's gonna share a very embarrassing story. All right.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
Hey,
Oh, that's such an embarrassing
they want to hear. They want to hear the
Okay,
embarrassing story.
so this is a church-related thing. So it's about like church and what happens at church. So one time we were having a retreat at church. So we had about 18 kids come, and then I did a thing where we did the altar call. So like, hey, if you want to accept Jesus Christ for the first time, come up. So out of those 18 kids, 17 of those kids I knew for sure had done the altar call. So I was just waiting for one more kid, right? And I didn't put any pressure on him. I was like, if you want to do it, you're more than welcome to. So we talked about it before. That night, we're like, all right, like we're gonna do the altar call. And he's like, and he already knew it's gonna happen. And he was down to do it. So like, I gave him the preparation. So we're doing the altar call, right? And I'm like, you know what? If you haven't, ever done something like this, we want to invite you to accept Christ for the first time. He comes up and he does it, right? And I'm like, hey guys, if you guys didn't know, like his name, we'll name him Purell. It's like Purell has never accepted Christ ever in his life. Like he's here, blah blah blah. And then what happened was we had the lights off, so it wasn't Purell. It was some other kid. We'll name him like a Spicy Noodle. Like Spicy Noodle walked up. He's already done it before, so he just walked up. Thinking that like he's like, I'm gonna do it again. So I was like, so in front of the whole entire church, in front of everyone, I was like, hey guys, this is Purell. And everyone's like, that's not Purell. And I was like, oh my god, like this is such an important moment, and I totally botched it. And I was like, whatever. So after that, altar calls and me.
Hey, this is a lesson for you guys. Have mercy on your pastors. We're human. We make mistakes.
Yeah.
We do dumb things.
Yeah. Especially me.
Unfortunately, like we're not perfect. But hey, you know what? That was a pretty funny story because it was in front of your whole church.
Our whole entire youth group at that time. It was like our small, like our core leaders and stuff. Oh man. It was pretty embarrassing.
Amen. We still celebrate what God is doing. Whoever it is. Even if it's the second time. All right.
That's a pretty embarrassing story to have.
All right. So Tim has the noodles.
All right.
Tim is back.
So go ahead, raise that up a little bit. All right. So we got the noodles boiled for maybe about like 5, 6, 7 minutes. Go ahead, get your hot sauce right here. Oh man. Look at that spicy sauce extract right there.
Oh boy.
Beautiful.
Yo, I'm like starting to sweat already.
I know. No, my mouth is like watering.
Two completely different reactions. I'm kind of scared. I'm really scared.
I don't know, on the screen it doesn't look like much, but trust me, man, this sauce is black, dude. This thing is ridiculous.
And it's four packs of noodles.
4 packs of noodles right here. Okay.
Have you guys done this before? So Tim has done this before. Personally, for me, I haven't. Because again, I mentioned to you guys, I'm not very good with spicy food. I like spicy food. Don't get me wrong. I love kimchi. I love, give me sriracha, whatever. But I'm just not good with it. Like I sweat a lot. And so, as I mentioned before, I have a towel because I really do believe that I'm going to need this towel. I only have water. I don't have milk. So I don't even have milk. And Tim said, we're not allowed to drink anything while we're eating it. And so I think he just wants to see me like throw up. And so I hope I don't throw up. I don't think I'll throw up, but I'm just not good with spicy food, but I like it. I do like it, but I've never had these spicy noodles before. And again, we're going to make it a little bit interesting because the rules are we can't drink anything. And we're going to be adding hot sauce every 5 to 10 minutes. So whoever loses rock, paper, scissors between the both of us, we're going to have to put some hot sauce on our plate. All right, so let's get into the more mixing part.
All right, so what I did after the hot sauce, you're gonna get the second packet, which is just the toppings, and it's just sesame seeds and seaweed flakes. And so go ahead and put those in. Once you get all that, this is the part where you're gonna mix it up.
Oh,
You want to mix it real good here.
Oh my god,
oh my.
Oh my god, my mouth is watering so bad.
Yo, I'm sweating. Why your mouth watering?
Oh no, dude. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, that looks like death.
I know, it looks like death.
Hey, what kind of music do you guys listen to?
What music do you like listening to?
Oh, it's probably like any upbeat.
Why are you guys using the same chopsticks?
No, we have different
No, we're not,
chopsticks.
don't
Yeah,
worry.
we have different chopsticks. We're gonna use different plates.
And we will breathe different air, don't worry.
we will breathe different air. Yeah, we'll do that. So as Tim is mixing that, I'm gonna get my own chopsticks.
Yeah.
I have mine.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh boy.
I feel like a producer on a podcast.
You are. You're the producer right now. All right, so here are my chopsticks.
I'm like sweating. Nice. Okay. So that looks about done. Okay. So you want to get it to be around that color. Pretty much, you just don't want any like white spots because that means the sauce hasn't touched that area. And so you just want to mix it up nice and good. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. Split our portions.
Oh, that looks bad. So I'll just touch the hot sauce.
If you're on Instagram Live, go ahead and go on to our Instagram file page, click on the YouTube link, and it'll send you straight to the live channel.
What's broaching? Wait, I'm not getting that.
Oh, darn, this is mine.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's a lot, bro.
I know.
I can do one.
All right.
That's at least that's a Gordon Ramsay dish.
Gordon Ramsay dish. Except his dish would have lamb sauce. Okay. And then so this is yours right here, Danny. So go ahead, pour your portion into your plate.
This is all mine.
That's all you right there, bro. This
Bro, this is too much.
is all Danny right there, bro.
I am sweating already,
I
man.
know, I'm sweating right now.
I'm gonna use the
I know.
so it doesn't touch.
There we go.
Ah!
All right.
Oh my god. So we're gonna get rid of this.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
No, I'm like sweating, dude. Can you see my shiny forehead here?
Yes.
I'm like sweating.
All right, so I'm sweating a lot too right now.
Okay.
But we're gonna taste it. Again, this is my first time, so if I start gagging, I'll let you guys know. All right, so let's
All right.
try it. So this is a spicy noodle challenge. We have 4 packs. We made 4 packs. So Tim has. I don't know how many Tim has.
I
But
tried
we're
to.
trying to make it even.
All right. Oh no, we can't even cheers.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Cheers.
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 Itadakimasu.
All right, cheers.
Danny has more than Tim.
What?
Are you gonna pray before you eat? Are you gonna pray before you eat?
Oh.
That's the question to ask.
Of course we're gonna pray. See, I was testing Daniel to see whether.
My name's not Daniel.
Okay. All right.
Pray in agony.
Danny, go ahead and pray for us.
I'll pray for us. Woo! Woo! Dear God. Thank you for this day. I just want to pray for our students, for them to stay safe and for their families. Lord, have mercy on my body. Today, as we do this challenge, I'm just going to pray. Amen.
Amen. Yo.
Yo, like, this isn't a joke, man.
Oh, his face is so red. Do you see that?
Oh, my.
Oh my wow. Okay, here we go.
Oh, my gosh. Wait, hold up. Hold up. I don't think I can do this.
You have to.
Oh,
Oh, good. I like it.
All right. Again, we wanna take some time to again ask Tim some questions, all right? Because we want to make it so we can get to know our leaders. So Jason, let us know if there's any questions. No, so it doesn't look like we're far apart, right?
We are far apart.
Because the table is a circle.
Yeah.
And the camera.
Yeah, so the table is a circle, so that's why it doesn't look like we're pretty far apart, but we're pretty far apart.
Yeah, we're pretty far apart. Don't worry.
Okay. And again, we have hand sanitizer and Lysol, so we do want to be careful. Okay, so we do want to be careful about that. Hey, no, Tim's sweating more than me.
I'm sweating a lot. Dude.
Hey, Tim's sweating more than me though. Okay, but I'm not eating.
Yeah, you are, bro.
I'm not eating.
Yeah, you are, bro.
All right. Holy whoa.
It's good. It's spicy, but it's good.
I need water. I need milk. All right, so again, we're gonna go over some get to know Tim questions. All right, so Tim, in light of all of this,
Yes.
hey, don't touch your face.
Oh no!
I got you. You want napkins?
Yeah. Give us a napkin. Sorry.
We got napkins.
All right, cool. Thank you.
So in light of all of this, what has been like your go-to activity?
Yeah, my go-to activity.
Yeah, to keep you kind of occupied.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know this, if you follow me on Instagram, but I recently bought a new bike. And so lately I've been riding my bike a lot. It's been really fun. I ride at nighttime. Just because I'm a night person, and so I get more energized at nighttime. And I feel like there are less cars, especially these days, and so it makes it easier for me to not worry about getting hit by a car and just being safe. And so I've been riding my bike. I've been playing some Fortnite with the guys, and been playing some Fortnite. I know, I'm sweating a lot.
Hey, stop laughing. This is actually really painful.
Yeah, so playing Fortnite, video games, and I'm trying to read books too, because I have so much time. And I have a lot of books that I want to read.
So what's a particular book that you're aiming to read right now?
Yeah, and so I want to read a lot of leadership books that I got from school, and so just rereading a lot of those. There's a book called Spiritual Leadership by Richard Blackaby. It's a really good leadership book, and so that one's fun. And there's also a book called it's called The Story, and it's written by two Christian authors, and they pretty much take the Bible. They pretty much take the Bible and put it in a narrative. So it's not replacing the Bible, but it's written in a way where like the Bible is like one story. It's like one big story.
So is it just like one book?
Yeah, so it's like one book. Yeah, so
It's a fat book.
it's not as fat as you think, but it's like a normal.
Wait, it's a Bible. Yeah, what am I saying?
No, I mean it's
Yeah.
not the Bible.
Oh.
There aren't, but there isn't like Genesis, Exodus, or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one long book, and so
Okay. Cool.
So you kind of get like it makes it a little easier to read and get an understanding, but then again, it's not replacing the Bible, so it's not meant to be like a study.
Yeah,
It's just to understand the story of the Bible.
And I think that's something very encouraging for us to hear, because I don't know about you, Tim, but at least for me, I feel like a lot of people, we're reading the news, we're getting really discouraged, we're getting really afraid. But a lot of times we forget, as Tim mentioned, like to read the Bible, right? To read the stories and the truth that God has told us, especially to be encouraged and trust Him during these times. And so, again, if you guys feel very like, I don't know, just maybe depressed or discouraged, yeah, I encourage you guys, maybe not only watch the news, right? Maybe this is a real good time for us to be convicted, to go back to the Word. So that's a very good point that Tim made. Going back to your bike, though.
Yeah.
You mentioned before you made it, right?
Well, I ordered it and it was already all put together.
Oh, okay, so you didn't put it together.
No.
Okay, so he's not a real cyclist then. Okay, so this guy's not. Hey, he don't know his bike inside and out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Because actually, wait, that makes no sense. But I thought you made it.
No, I didn't make it.
Oh, you didn't make it.
No.
But you can customize it.
You could, but that's more for like the pros, like the actual pros. Yeah.
Is this the first bike you've ever had before, Jim?
Is it the first bike you ever had?
First bike. I had one when I was in like 6th grade, but it was like one of those cheap bikes like you get at Walmart or Target, whatever.
Like $200.
Yeah. It's like a $200 bike, something like that. I got it for a Christmas present, and so this is technically my second bike in my whole entire life. but this is like my first like actual like real bike that I want to like get into and use for workouts and all that.
So what's funny is when I found out Tim got a bike, I actually was very encouraged to cycle as well. But he likes to make fun of me because I don't have a bike, so I have to go to the gym and cycle. Again, I'm not going to the gym right now because all the gyms are closed. But before this, I used to cycle inside, and it used to be kind of boring because you're just in a room. And you kind of have to anyways, but I used to do that. But Tim, how long are like your trips usually? Is it like more than 10 miles?
Yeah. So I recorded my time and my distance a few days ago, and so I just ride around my local neighborhood, right? And so I have a track where I go from my house to, and there's a Target near my house, and so I go to Target. That's about like 3.5 miles.
This is so hard.
My house to Target, and from Target there's like a giant big hill that I walk up, and then there's an H Mart that I go to. So that's like another 3 miles, and then from H Mart I go all the way back to my house, and then that's about in total it's 13 miles in total.
Damn.
And it takes me about an hour and like 15 to 20 minutes, like hour 20 for the whole round trip from start to finish.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
There's like a puddle of sweat
Yeah.
near my plate. Dude, but that's awesome. You must be burning a lot of calories.
Oh yeah. It's so fun. Yeah, it's really fun, and I'm glad I'm doing it. And it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time.
That's awesome.
So now I can finally do it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's cool. All right, so it's been more than 5-10 minutes. I've been trying to prolong this as much as I can because you guys don't understand how hard it is to like talk and eat this at the same time. My mouth is like burning. So we're gonna do the rock, paper, scissors. See who has to put sriracha in their noodles. He's almost done with his, so I don't think it's that bad. All right. So rock, paper, scissors. Ready? Ready?
Is it just one or?
Best two out of three.
Just one. Wait, do you guys? It's best 2 out of 3 or one? Best 2 out of 3. All right, best 2 out of 3. Dang, Tim.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't think am I sweating them? I don't know.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Best 2 out of 3, right?
Best 2 out of 3.
Okay. Hey, put hand sanitizer on that burp ball. Hand sanitizer on that burp ball.
I'm so sorry. Hey, my bad.
Oh,
All
man.
right. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was actually not bad. No, sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry about
Okay, anyways.
that.
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors, shoot?
Yeah.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Let's go! All right, hold on. Yeah. All right. Okay. I see what you're going to do next.
Okay.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
shoot. Oh! Adding suspense. Here we go. All right, here we go. Ready? All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Ah!
Ah! Okay. I'll put it. I got you.
In college, I studied rock, paper, scissors techniques and strategies.
All right, so I'm gonna be putting hot sauce to my plate.
Oh my god!
All right.
It looks like spaghetti, dude.
It smells so bad.
It looks like spaghetti, dude.
Try to eat around it. Yo, this is bad. I'm so sorry, guys. But
Oh my god.
this hurts my soul. Like, it's so spicy. It hurts my soul.
Oh man.
What's your guys' favorite K-pop song?
I don't listen to K-pop. I'm sorry. You like K-pop?
I'm not that big into it right now like I used to. When I was in high school, I had this huge K-pop phase. But anyways, favorite K-pop song? Okay, yeah. So, favorite K-pop song? So I'm not gonna get into the whole history of my K-pop phase, but right now what I'm listening to is, okay, a lot of you guys probably know if you're into K-pop. It's called On by BTS, and so it's like the big song. It's from the new album, and so I like the upbeat ones. So I don't listen to like the slow, dramatic ones. And so I like that song. Very energetic and it's very upbeat. I actually listen to it when I bike. Confession. But
Guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure, yeah, guilty pleasure. And so that's what I'm listening to right now for K-pop in that sense, yeah.
All right, for sure. Okay, cool. Also just to get a little bit more, I guess, into today's context.
Yeah.
So in light of all the news of what's been going around,
Yes.
concerning this virus,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, like, has there been anything that you kind of watched or read that kind of alarmed you or disturbed you even about it?
Yeah, I think definitely just hearing that. So there are like a few things, but I'll list like maybe like 2 or 3. Number one that really came to concern for me is like is knowing the fact that like the elderly and the senior, much older people, they're very prone to this virus, and they can easily die from it. And so that was obviously my number one concern. Just because like when you're at that age, man, like it's just so hard to take care of yourself and to protect yourself. And so that was like number one. I think number 2 is this is more like a bigger one, I guess, but like I think just like the panic that caused in the whole entire country and the world. And just like how fearful people are, and like how they panic and they just run to like the store and buy all the food that they can. And I understand the reasoning, right? But I think the fact that like it's out of like panic and fear rather than more of like just like just like for like preparation or whatever. I think just knowing that everyone is being scared, and I totally understand. But I think panic causes us to be in this mental state where like we're not really thinking wisely. And so I think that concerned me a lot too, and it just shows like like how how fearful we can be as human beings. And so I guess that was a little alarming. And then thirdly, of course, now like of course their hospitals are being packed. Doctors, nurses, and just anyone in the medical field, even like pharmacy or whatever. They're so busy, and I'm pretty sure they're really working hard. Working long hours. Probably some of them are not even sleeping or eating properly. And so.
And the biggest thing is they're at risk.
Yeah, they're definitely at risk.
They're at risk.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that you mentioned that, like there's like, a lot of our seniors, it's there's this really heartbreaking video right now that's going around where some elders have to stay inside and they can't see their spouse. They can't see their spouse because they either have like a underlying condition like Alzheimer's or something. And there's like a video going around where this husband, he's like seeing outside her window, and like she's just crying because she can't like meet him or like touch him or something. And I was just like, man, things like that it's really hard to kind of be encouraged in this kind of season. But other than that, I wanted to ask also, because I'm pretty sure maybe a lot of us are wondering, as a church, as Christians, in light of the news, I don't know if you heard, but this past weekend, there's a lot of people at the beaches. Right? There's a lot of people at the beaches. A lot of people went to, public places for the weekend to, whatever it was. And so I guess the question is, hearing all these things, and, we know what the government is telling us to do, like, stay at home, do this like lovingly. How do we do this like very gentle? Because I think the problem is we want to be so critical, right? We don't want to be gentle. We want to be like, hey, you're doing this wrong, right? But how do we as Christians, like, how should we approach our friends? Because I'm sure like some of our students, you guys probably saw your friends. I'm not saying like they're breaking the rules or not, but maybe they have been sometimes reckless or careless. Like, how do you do this in a loving and gentle way?
Yeah.
Dang, I touched my face. Sorry, so that was me. I was touching my face. So,
I think this situation is kind of hard because, like, I mean, like what you said, we don't want to come off like we're very judgmental people, like, hey, don't do that or whatever. But I think just going into dialogue is important, and just understanding what their thought process is and the whole thing. Because I know there are a lot of people who don't like, they're not as scared as a lot of people might be. And so they're okay, I'll just go to the beach, or like I'll go outside and go, like I'll go into like crowded places or whatever. They don't really care, right? But I think just like for us, like I think it would be good just to remind them and just to let them know, like, hey, I really care for you, and I just want you to be mindful and aware that like you're putting yourself endangered, right? Even though like you might not have it, or the people around you in those big public places, even though they might not have, or you might think that they don't have it, like just reminding them, hey, like every time you're in those places and situations, you're putting yourself at risk.
Yeah.
Right. And the scary thing about coronavirus is that from what I hear, like you don't see the symptoms come until like maybe like in a few weeks, right? So even though right now like you might feel okay, in a few weeks later, like you will see the symptoms because you have gotten it, but the symptoms haven't caught up to it yet. And that's the scary thing about coronavirus. And I think that's why it's so scary, because like you can feel completely normal one day. In a few weeks, you'll feel like you have the flu, you're really sick, and that's a scary thing. So that's why we have to be very careful right now. Even though, like, right now it might not seem like anyone's being effective, or like, oh, like we seem healthy or whatever, because you never know. Yeah,
and that's an interesting point, because I feel like our approach should also be like, hey, we're not trying to teach you, but we're trying to learn with you, right? You want to be a friend, but you don't want to be like that friend, right? You want to learn with them. Like you said, you don't know a lot of things about this. And again, we do want to be careful. And like you mentioned, we want to do it in a way where we ask them questions, right? And we're learning with them. It's not to say like, hey, we're right or anything, because I think the problem is sometimes we kind of view the situation and see people who maybe, quote unquote reckless, or go to the beach or something, and just label them as selfish, right? Because again, I'm not trying to say like they're not being selfish, but I'm just saying like we're so quick to shift the blame a lot of times. And so I think sometimes we have to be careful about that, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't know what it's like to be, a single parent with 3 kids running around the house all week. Like that must be tough, right? And so, yeah, those are some good points that you mentioned. I'm gonna have to
scissors again. Like 7 minutes.
I'm so done. I can't do this anymore.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Did Garrett ask that? I feel like that's a Garrett question.
It is a Garrett.
Yep, it is a Garrett question. Denim or Adidas?
Yeah, only wear Adidas or only wear denim.
All right. If you know me, right? I'm a big Nike guy. And
okay.
yeah, part of my personality is that I'm a very loyal person, right? So if I'm dedicated to one thing, I'm gonna be loyal to that thing. And so I'm a very like loyal Nike person. And Adidas is like the Nike's top competitor, right? And so I don't like Adidas. But to answer your question, I would probably wear all denim, and I'll pull it off somehow. Yeah, stitch on like a Nike logo or something on it.
Guys, I'm about
Rock, paper, scissors one more time.
Rock, paper, scissors, let's go.
They suggested that the loser should put on. The winner should put on that swatch.
No, we don't want to touch. So I'm touching the hot sauce bottle.
Yeah.
And so I don't want Tim to touch it. So I'll just pour it.
Yeah.
So
All right.
we'll keep it out. No, I want to like quit.
Dude, you're crying, dude.
I'm so sorry.
All right, here we go.
Oh my gosh, fine.
All right, 2 out of 3 again.
Wait, hold on.
Dude,
I feel like I'm in a sauna or something.
Dude, you are
sweating so much.
It looks like you just worked out or something.
Yeah, it looks like you're at a gym.
We should do an armpit rig. I got hundreds.
Well, my shirt is dark, so you guys can't see
you
it.
got sanitize that, bro. All right. Rock, paper, scissors. 2 out of 3 again, right? All right.
He's so dramatic. Like he acts like he can read my mind.
Hey, bro, who won the last one, bro?
That's true. I can't say anything.
Psychology. Like I can read what he's doing. Okay, here we go. Ready? On shoot, right? Same thing. Okay, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Ah! No! All right, here we go. Ah!
You don't have anything. That's the thing that sucks.
Oh, that's more hot sauce. I'm noodles, man. Yeah.
I think you know.
And you gotta like bury it under, huh? Here we go. All right, here we go. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Woo! Okay, here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Hey!
We're weird.
I know, man.
We're low-key kind of weird.
This is rock, paper, scissors. Here we go. All right, here we go. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Yes! Come on! Come on! Here we go.
So that one didn't count?
That one didn't count because we couldn't see it.
No way. Are you
Hey.
serious?
It didn't count.
Yo, I won that one. Okay.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you. Hey,
All right.
he's
Hey,
the best.
Hey, I'm gonna show you an instant replay of what just happened. Okay. Here we go.
I'm kind of scared now.
Here we go. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Oh! Yo, what in the world?
Hey, I'm getting in his head. I'm getting in his head. Oh my gosh.
All right, here we go.
Dang
it. All right, here we go. Ready?
Bye, bye.
Ah! I don't feel good about this one. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Woo! Hey,
I knew it.
I
I
see
knew it.
I knew you did
I
rock
knew
that
it.
time,
I
bro.
knew it.
I see what you're gonna do, bro.
Okay.
Here, ready? Yo.
Yeah.
Sorry. Ready?
What's good, Mamacita?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Let's go!
Dang.
Let's go!
Oh. Cheers. I don't know if I play this.
It's okay.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. But let's keep going. Well,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
also
keep
put
going.
it in. I'll eat
Yeah,
it.
go.
Yeah. No, it's two. There's one.
Oh
one.
my god,
It's
are you
1-1,
serious? It's
yeah.
1-1?
It's 1-1.
I thought I won.
Wait, the last one didn't count, right?
That's what didn't count.
Oh my god. Okay, here we go.
Hey.
Alright.
So I'm like dripping, dude. This is not.
Can you have any pet peeves?
Pet peeves? I have a lot of pet peeves, but here's one. And I say this all the time, so if you know me really well, you would know. But I don't like it when people take my food without asking me. All right, so that's a pet peeve of mine. Like, if you ask for my food, like I'll give it to you, right? I would be more than happy to give it to you. But if I'm eating and you're just like reaching for like my fries,
I cover my mouth.
I know. But if you're reaching for my food and you don't ask, that really bothers me. And so if you want my food, like I'll give it to you, right? But just ask. And so yeah. So that's kind of like my one big pet peeve. And another quick one, like in my house, if my door is closed and someone else comes in, and you come in my room for whatever reason, and you leave the door open when you leave, I really don't like that. And
So
so,
you have to ask. You have to ask.
and so yeah, so those are my two big ones.
That
Just
context.
one, taking my food without asking, and secondly, if you come in my room when my door's closed and you leave with the door open, absolutely don't like that.
So next time, once this is all over, you guys go to Tim's house. Make sure you guys leave the door open. Like all the time. Like all the time.
I'm gonna lock my door then.
All the time.
Oh.
All right. So Jason, I can't personally. Tim and I, we can't see the comments because the camera's kind of far.
Yeah.
We do have to move away. So Jason, if you want to ask some questions that the students are asking,
Yeah.
fire away.
But you guys need to finish one person.
Damn, man.
Dude!
I was hoping you forgot.
I know, me too. Like, honestly,
I love this position.
Oh my god.
can I be honest, guys? Like, my stomach hurts. I'm in pain. I'm in pain.
Oh. Hey, next week we might have to replace him on the host. For
Yeah,
this
I
Thursday.
don't think I can keep doing this, guys.
There you go.
I'm
Hey,
dying.
do it for the kids. Do it for the kids. All right,
I'm doing
here
it.
we
I'm
go.
doing it for Jesus.
For Jesus.
For Jesus.
Ah!
For Jesus.
Here we go. All right, are you ready? All right. Mind reader. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot!
Yeah! I win. No, yes. All right, do over. If you guys get that reference, my respects to you.
All right. Dang it, man. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Oh my god!
Hey! Can you just slide it?
Tim, if you were a girl, what would you want your name to be?
What? If I was a girl, what am I? Oh yikes, that's a hard one. Oh, that sriracha smells so bad, dude.
Yeah, right?
Like I like sriracha, but right now it smells bad.
Yeah, right? So even when I put it on first,
Yeah.
I had to like bury it. Just smell.
I did, yeah, I know it sucks.
Oh, sorry.
Bless you. If I was, I really love the name Haley, right? And so I just like that name for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's a really pretty name. That's a name I would give my daughter. My daughter's name is gonna be Haley.
Mm.
Yeah, I just really love the name Haley. And so I think if I were to pick a girl name for myself, I'd probably go with that. I just love Haley for some reason. I just love that name. Very pretty name.
Alicia asked you what made you decide to become a youth pastor.
What made me decide to? Oh my gosh! Wow.
Life story time.
Life story time. Okay, I'm gonna try to condense this in the shortest way possible. Okay, because there's like a whole long thing, but pretty much.
It's almost 5.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. No, sorry.
So what made me want to become a youth pastor is that like as I go through my junior high and high school years, those years are so important just to in terms of like your growth and your formation and just developing your like who you are as a person. And in those times, like because you're in that development stage, like you're so sensitive to everything, right? And the way you think, your thought process, your emotions, and just like your growth overall. And so I've seen a lot of times where like a lot of my friends who I grew up with in elementary school, I see them in high school and they make very poor choices and they really change, right? And it's because they don't have like an older brother or sister or like an older mentor to learn from and just to grow from. And so, and growing up in youth group for myself, like I didn't really have that in my youth group years. I did it in like my junior high, but once I got to high school, like I just had no leaders in the ministry. And so it was just like the pastor and we didn't have any leaders. So that meant I didn't have really anyone older to look up to. I didn't have anyone to look after me. And I saw the importance of that. And so so it's really important just to have that older brother or older sister just to look after you in those years. Because it's so important because who you are as a person in high school or whatever, it's going to reflect on, some things are going to carry over when you're older in life.
Habits.
Yeah, exactly.
Habits, yeah.
Yeah. And so just knowing that I wanted to be more involved in youth group because I wanted to make sure like whatever youth ministry I go into, I want to make sure that they have an older brother that they can look up to and just to reach out and for anything, for any help or advice or whatever in terms of spiritual growth. And so I really wanted to be used by God in that way. Like, hey, God, can you send me to a place where, where you can use me to make sure that these kids have someone to look up to, someone who can be motivated and inspired to be more like you, right? And so that's like, in a nutshell, that's what it looks like. There are a lot of details, but I can go into that later.
Yeah, again, if you guys, once this is over, meet up with Tim, get to know him more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that was a good point. Like, ministry is that relationship portion. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what was another question, Jason?
Do you ever burp in front of your fiance?
Whoa!
Do I burp in front of my fiance? Of course.
Mm.
Do I fart in front of her? No doubt. Like, I think it was, I want to say it was our second or third day I farted, dude.
Whoa!
Yeah. I'm not really, I'm the type of guy, I mean, I should be a little bit, more careful, but I just thought, I don't think she would mind, so I just farted, and then she farted in front of me too before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who farted first?
Of course, I farted first.
Yeah.
I burped first. I did all those things, and so.
Wow. So when you farted, did you tell her like, "Hey, I have to fart," or did you just do it?
I feel like I just did it.
Wow. And how did she react to that? Was it like a surprise? Did she laugh?
I don't think she heard it at first, and then I remember because it was at In-N-Out.
Oh.
So we drove to In-N-Out. I farted in the car when we were going In-N-Out. And then I farted again at In-N-Out. And then,
did you fart after In-N-Out?
and then I told her, hey, I farted. And she's like, yeah, that's cool.
Yo,
Yeah.
dude, that's when you know.
Yeah.
That's when you know.
That's when you know.
Yeah, he's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it is 5 o'clock. But here's what we're going to do. Again, you guys can ask more questions. We can try to move it to the next video. So if we didn't get to your questions, please hold on to it so we can answer it the next video. Next week, our guest is going to be Jason. If you guys have any activities you guys want us to do, let us know. We do have something planned, but if we like your idea better, again, we would love to do that, okay? And so if you guys have any suggestions on some videos, some activities, we would love to hear it. Please let us know. And again, we do want to emphasize, even though we are here on this campus, we do want to practice safe guidelines of social distancing, making sure we disinfect everything, making sure we don't touch each other. we do want to practice those things. And if you guys want to even tell us, hey, you guys were kind of being reckless, we're open to that. We're not going to, be defensive. So please keep us accountable. We want to do our best as a community to serve God and his people and serve our community. I hate this noodle. I'm not going to eat it again. If you guys ever want to do this challenge, let me know how it goes. Like, I can't do it. I'm sorry. How's it for you, man?
Dude, I love it. I love these noodles. It's so good.
How's it with sriracha?
Oh, it's not that good.
Yeah, it's not good with sriracha.
It's not good with sriracha because like it's already spicy and sriracha makes it worse. Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up, so I'm gonna throw up. I hope you guys have a great day. Again, give us some suggestions. See you guys.
All right.
Bye. Oh.